My name is Patti Chandler. I am the VP of Finance and Administration at the Baltimore Community Foundation. And I became involved with Innovation Works approximately 2 years ago. I was greatly intrigued by the opportunity to bring a curriculum that was highly developed by Santa Clara into an urban setting. And I wanted to be part of that journey. Yeah, I owned a business for approximately 20 years prior to joining the Community Foundation. And it was challenging as a business owner. I faced a lot of glass ceilings and barriers to credit, and was told things that weren't true when I was functioning and trying to get bank loans, and had to overcome those. And realized very quickly after looking at the opportunities and the training that was involved in this program that this was material that I would have valued had I had an opportunity to participate in that during my early years as a business owner, and really wanted to bring that experience of how to overcome some of these challenges to these entrepreneurs in Baltimore, because they face challenges that are in some cases unbelievably unsurmountable, and yet they overcome. And to be part of that journey and possibly make that easier for them is something that has been incredibly rewarding. The early introductions working with social entrepreneurs was definitely eye-opening for me. I always kind of had the assumption that business owners understood their financial records and it was something that they just did intuitively. And so, I'm a finance person, I'm an accountant, so this is second nature to me. And when I started working with them, I started realizing that that was not intuitive to them, and that it was extremely challenging, and that was one of the things I could bring to the table for these entrepreneurs was how to break it down in building blocks that they could understand, getting geeky inside the spreadsheets and making them more usable for them has been fun. I've done that with now 4 different businesses where we've taken the basic model and we make it look like them, whether it's a coffee roaster or somebody making honey-based skin products or an electronic or tech offering. And it's always just this okay, how do we make the puzzle work for this business and make it less intimidating? And that's been really fun, and that's been really probably one of the things I really enjoy the most. And then having that heart-to-heart conversation with them and letting them know, you don't have to give away equity in your business. You birthed this, and you have the right to ask for loans. Just be prepared to back up your numbers and understand them intimately. And that's been so fun and rewarding. And at that aha moment where they go, oh, I don't have to give away my business. It's like, no, you're loanable. Start believing in yourself. SpreadKarma is a crowdfunding platform that is the wraparound services that make crowdfunding effective, but it's only for people that have or campaigns that have a social focus. So this can't be to benefit me personally. This has got to meet the community's needs that are underserved and don't have access to capital, and make it game-changing and make it really instrumental that they can use the crowdfunding platform to get off the ground, to scale, to solve a problem. So crowdfunding isn't new, but crowdfunding that must be engaged for good social outcome, good karma, is what they're all about. And they do it in a very gentle, focused way. They're not beating people over the head with, curriculums that are all about technical words and jargon. They're teaching people and raising up the good in each social mission and finding a way to connect it to donors. They're building a platform of donors that want to make this happen. But this next iteration will also take it past just their platform. We envision them becoming the global trainer for all crowdfunding because we can see how valuable what they bring to the table is. This is a young group of incredible professionals that have come together and been working on this project for 3 years and have evolved in their journey from they knew they wanted to give back. It started over brunch one day with a notebook where their founder was having brunch with friends and said, I want to introduce you guys to an idea that I think could be absolutely almost game-changing for our community. And they were watching too many people get cut out of crowdfunding because they didn't have access to that first round capital of friends and family that was often the seed that got those campaigns launched and moving. And they said, what if we could teach people to overcome that barrier? What if we could take it to the next level? What if we could really have everybody be able to use crowdfunding? And we can develop a process and training and support them so that they're not just like going and signing up on one of the public pages and then going, but why didn't it work for me? Why wasn't my project or my mission important enough that I could get this? And what they lacked often was, what's the process to make that work? How do you do it? There is a process to everything that we do. And when I first started working with them and they were trying to figure out what it meant to scale, because they've been doing this for 3 years, but it was not taking off at the level that they needed it to. And with the aid of Jim Robbins, we have gotten them to think about what they could do to make it work. And then we made some connections for them. They made some of the connections on their own. And what we're watching take off right now is there is this gold nugget that is going to explode. They are going to reach their objectives. This is an unbelievably brilliant creative team. They're making the right connections. They are clearly learning from the curriculum. They are expanding their footprint. And they're going to, someday I'm going to look back and I'm going to go, I helped them. I worked with them. Do you have a clue how unbelievably rewarding that is to be able to say, I knew them when they were little and they were just this little teeny fledgling company in Baltimore. And they've got the potential to be really big and international because they are that brilliant and that ready to explode. They are working so hard. There isn't a single session we don't go into where 6 of them are fully engaged in every session. They're really, I want the world for them. And they're going to get there. They are going to get there. Ignite Capital is a unique offering in this ecospace because there are often really amazing technical assistance programs that have started up either through CDFIs or through universities, and they often lack the funding arm that goes with it. And this is the first joint program that says, we're going to work with you through the technical assistance program, but then we're going to take what you have learned and bring you into a funding opportunity. And this is really robust. It's not just the funding that we can offer out of the fund, but we bring along with the fund seed capital, higher risk money that can go in first, a set of investors that want to co-invest alongside of us. So it creates a very fluid world for entrepreneurs where they don't have to go to 5 different places because we're bringing the community to them. That was also something that interested me in a professional way, was to be able to be part of building the oversight and governance for a fund like this, helping to lend due diligence and process to a combination of professionals that are venture capital, private investors, and social entrepreneurs. So this has just been an incredible experience to be able to be on the ground with this team as it literally has gone from launch to their first full year of operations. It's incredibly rewarding, and it's just exciting. It's like, this is the stuff that gets me up in the morning. It really is what makes Baltimore work. I think for the social entrepreneurs, to get them, the challenging part of access to capital for them is learning the terminology and the speak so that when they are in front of an investor, that investor understands what they're saying and it's relatable. They can converse about their mission, they can converse about what their financial needs are, and then they're able to bring it all together with, this is what this could do for our world and our community if I can gain access to the capital that I need and the support that I need along the journey. So that's part of what I've really watched in many of the entrepreneurs that have been successful in navigating this world, is that they learn how to relate to terminology and language that would have been completely foreign to them 6 months before. And then they learn to stand up and present their company in a very professional way so that they get to have access to the resources that have been typically denied to this community. So it's the confidence, it's the terminology, and then learning to communicate. You have 9 minutes to make your pitch. That is unbelievably challenging. I don't know if I could have done it if I was at the same place that they are in the growth and the process of them forming businesses and building companies. So it is incredibly rewarding to take this journey with them and watch them develop. And just has been, I get more out of it. I hope I give back to them as much as I get out of it working with them. At the Community Foundation, one of my challenges has been building our impact investing program here. And in the beginning, I wanted somebody to just hand us the formulas to do this work. Well, isn't there some book or some guideline that we can just sit down and learn, like a college course, to figure out how to do impact investing? And the journey of the last 2.5 years really has become learning that you invest in people. You don't invest in companies. You figure out who you believe in. And then you figure out how to make the financial numbers match what you want to happen, which is to make credit and funding available to these people to enable them to carry out what they believe in and what they think they can do to help make Baltimore and this community better. And Innovation Works really taught me that in like a tenfold way. Because up until this point, a lot of the times I'm dealing with the financial people in the impact investments. I'm not dealing with the entrepreneurs that are getting access to capital in a way that they never had before, except for in this program. And that was when I started realizing it's about believing in people. It's not about making spreadsheet analytics look good for an investment committee. It's how do you take those analytics and make them work so that you can find a way to invest in people. I think the biggest piece that it brings to me is a hope for Baltimore. I work in the philanthropic world, and most of the time I'm interacting with large donors, CEOs of large nonprofits. I don't often get into community and to get to see what's going on the ground, in the grassroots, in every day, in building neighborhoods, in building the anchor businesses that belong to these neighborhoods, and in watching communities literally heal themselves. And that hope of getting this close to the community is something that Baltimore can't lose. We need that. We desperately need that. We need that to be something that continues to raise up and lift up from the grassroots level, from our community, because that's where the solutions are. It's a journey. It is truly a journey. You're going to learn about the curriculum, and that's kind of like the first foray into the program, is learning all about the unbelievably brilliant people at SCU that put together, and Miller Center that put together this program. They're unbelievably smart, creative people. So you're going to gain access to those aha moments that, as a business owner, or even if you haven't been a business owner, you can see the value immediately. But the relationship you're going to form in this journey are really what this is about. Connecting with people has just been so rewarding. The people that I have met and have co-mentored me through the process of being an early mentor, you're not alone. You will always have somebody more experienced there with you to carry this journey with you. I'm in my 3rd mentor series and I'm still learning. So don't be afraid to do this because you're like, well, I don't know it all. Well, know what? It's okay. We're going to learn together. But the rewards on the back end, every time I do it, it's like, it has made me a better person, personally, professionally, in participating in this program, because it's just rounded out 45 years of business experience and 45 years of organizational experience, and being able to share that and learn still completely from, I'm dumbfounded by the mentors that have mentored me and how experienced they are and what they bring to the table. And it's all volunteer work, and they just give freely. It's so unbelievably rewarding in this program. If you haven't done it, carve out the time, make it happen.